Right, it's January 2nd, 2021, first of the year. So I'm going to start dropping some videos out. I set a goal last year to do a video a day every day, and I didn't reach that goal. I still have that goal. It's on my little morning meditation sheet. So I got a little sheet that I read every morning, and that's one of the goals on my brand, building my brand, is to drop a video every day. And so I read it every day. So every day that I don't drop a video on there, it's like, and then I go back the next day. It's like, dude, you didn't drop a video yesterday. And that's how the sheets work. You keep reading it every day until you actually do it. Eventually you will. So it works really well. But anyway, it's still on my sheet, and it's still going to be it's still something I'm planning on doing. Last year got a little crazy, right? I feel like I was in one of them snow globes, and like somebody shook it all up. They sat it down, and all the snow started to come back down, starting to be able to see out there a little bit again, and get a clear head. Anyway, so I was redoing my goal sheet, and I was trying to figure out, well, all right, so you didn't get your video a done day, you didn't get your video a day done with these parameters. It's been a couple of months now, so this isn't working. I don't need to do this for another year to realize it's not working. It's not working a couple of months, it ain't worked. It's time to change it. It's not working, it's not motivating you, it's not happening. So what I did, I looked for some other techniques. What can you do? So I decided I'm going to tie my video a day goal. I'm going to tie it into a ritual that's already in place, that's working, and I'm tying that into my morning meditation. So more specific than that, I'm going to tie it into my prayer that I say before my morning meditation. Prayer, request, asking the universe, however you guys want to look at that, whatever it is that you pray to. And so before I start that meditation, I'm going to say inside of my prayer, I already do the prayer. So inside of my prayer, I'm going to ask for a download, for guidance on what it is that's going to be my video message for today. And so ask the universe, what do you want me to talk about today? What can I do for you today? Right. And then I'll do my meditation, and then whatever shows up for me will be my video. That's what I'll do the video on. And that worked today, because what showed up for me today is this video right here. And so what I'm talking about here is motivation. That's what the real video is about. 2.5, 3 minutes in, I'm finally getting to the message. So the message is about motivation. So it's the beginning of the year. You're ready to set some goals, get excited, get this new year's new possibilities. Let's do this. And so what's going to motivate you? What's going to drive you? What's going to get you over that hump when you got to take that extra step? When it's late in the day, you're tired, you got to get up at 5 a.m. You got to make one more phone call, send one more email, shoot one more video. What are you going to do? One more rep in the gym, right? What's going to keep you going? And so, and another one I wrote down here is ordering that Uber instead of driving home when you're drinking. That's what's going to do that. That's anyway. So just did some journal, did a little bullet pointing around that. So motivation, to understand on motivation, is the way our motivation works is we're either motivated by pleasure, or we're motivated by pain, right? And so I kind of broke those down a little bit here. So motivation on pleasure is that's where you're gravitating towards something. So somewhere what I wrote is pleasure, winning, fun, happy, excitement, good, significant, strong. So pleasure, that's all the good stuff, the good, right? And then the pain. That's moving away from things, right? So what do we move away from? We move from pain and loss, injury, weakness, sadness, danger, fear, scared, hurt, losing. So those are just some associations, and that's what I want to share with you guys. When you're doing your goals, when you're setting what you want in life, you really need to understand what your associations are around these things, the way you're writing up in your mind. So I associate loss and pain and all that. I associate that with being bad. That's not good, right? Well, the problem with that is that I am motivated way more by the fear of loss and pain and suffering than what I am of the prospect of abundance and prosperity and happiness and joy, right? And I don't like that necessarily. And the reason why I don't like it is because my associations tell me that it's bad. It's bad to be motivated by pain. And so I shouldn't do that. Well, that's good, but that doesn't work for me. That's not how I'm motivated. I am motivated by pain and fear and loss and something attacking me and stuff like that. That's how I'm wired. Can I change that? Sure, whatever. But anyway, I'm working on that too. But the fact is, I am motivated by pain, loss, insecurity, all those things. They drive me. They motivate me. You want to really see me come alive? Don't put me on a stage in front of a million people. Put me over in the corner by myself and start trying to kick me. Then I'll come up out of that corner and I'll tear you up like a grizzly bear, right? But anyway, get 5 minutes here again. So the point around the video today, where we're at here, I think I got enough of that out. Right. So we're motivated by pleasure. We're motivated by pain, and it shows up in different areas of our lives also. So sometimes you're competent in one area, and so you may be gravitated towards gain in that because you know how to gain in that area. You're competent at gaining in this area, right? You don't have fears around this. So good examples of this are money, relationships, dating, things like that. You might be really great communicator. You're amazing at sex. You're great at relationships. You're good looking, right? That part of life is easy for you. But money is another story. Yeah, oh man, money's hard to come by, man. Oh shit, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. Oh my God, you're like Don Juan over here, and then you're broke ass dude over here in that area. So you got to understand what drives you, what motivates you in these different areas. And a lot of times it's actually kind of easy to determine which areas you're driven in fear and which ones you're driven in pleasures, because the ones that drive you in pleasure, you probably have those things. You probably have those. And the ones that are driven by fear and pain and loss, you probably don't have that. You get just about right here and you stop in that area. And so that's what I did in life. I got about right here and then I stopped. Well, that's because I'm driven by pain and loss. And pain and loss, it's not sustainable unless something's always trying to get you, right? If you got lions and wolves coming at you all the time, yeah, you're good to go. But the problem is when, especially if you're a high achiever, if you're like setting goals and doing all this, well, you got some huge problems if you're driven by fear and loss and pain and you don't know that. But anyway, so the problem with being motivated, I'm not even going to call it a problem. So the outcome of being motivated by pain, loss, and all that is that once you get to safety, the motivation, so that fear comes and boom, your motivation shoots up to here, right? Well, then you start working. Yeah, you start. Well, once you get about right here, that motivation is coming down, coming down, coming down. So as you're going up, your motivation's coming down and down and down and down. And that's because you're getting into safety and you're motivated by insecurity, doubts, and fears is what motivates you. So you're actually destroying your motivation with every success that you get on a certain level. It doesn't have to be across the board that way, but that's the problem with it. And then pleasure and pain. Pleasure has a whole nother side of that. Once you get the pleasure, sometimes you're not satisfied with it, or you need more because that was good. I need that. That needs to go to here now. And it can get a little crazy in your life. So you got to keep tabs on both of them, but you got to understand which one's driving you when you're setting goals. And then when you're achieving things, you got to stay kind of rooted in that level too. Okay, am I getting out of whack here? Is going to the gym for 9 hours every day, is that too much? Look at me though, man. Well, yeah, I mean, it's too much. That's anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So anyway, so the video. Back to the video today. All right, so it's very important that you know what drives you in what areas of your life, in the different areas, what drives you, what motivates you, what inspires you. And actually, those are kind of different. So anyway, just what motivates you. When you're setting your goals up, when you're getting your action steps, you need to be implementing action steps that will actually move you forward. They'll actually move that needle, right? And not all of them will. And believe me, I've had a lot of experience with creating actionable plans that you actually do. And we're not trying to put a beautiful picture here of what your goals are going to look like. We're talking about getting from here to here to here to here to here. what are you going to do? What's that behavior? What's that action step? What is that one thing you're going to commit to every day? I'm going to do this, and getting that clear. And once you find that, then you add another one on it and another one on it. And before you know it, boom, you're doing this every day. You're doing this every day. You're doing this every day. Anyway, so I get excited about these things. I love it. Love this stuff. I can do it all day long, and I do some days. So back to the video. All right. What drives you? What motivates you? What inspires you? Let's hear a couple of different things. All right, I think I told you I'm inspired by fear, doubt, insecurity, weakness, pain. I'm inspired by pain. Pain gets me moving. I don't like pain. And pleasure. I mean, I love pleasure. That's it. But it doesn't come. They're not equal. If I got pleasure right here, if there's pleasure right here and pain is right here in the middle of it, sometimes I'll be like, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to do all that. I'll just go do this over here. I'm not trying to step through that pain. Well, I'll give you some examples anyway. So this is how it plays out. So if you're driven more by the pain side, away from pain, then things like sports, they're not going to interest you that much, right? Because the name of the game is to win. The name of the game is to not lose. Or just don't lose, man. Just don't lose. No, that's not what we do. All right, they were the first ones that didn't lose. No, that's not it. The game for sports, it's about winning. It's all about winning. So when you're driven by safety and security and all of those things, you're like, I don't need a trophy, man. I'm good. I don't need all that. So sports never really appealed to me a whole lot, because beating other people and winning and all that, I really don't care about that. And so that's how it shows up in your life. And that's very important to know, especially if you're a football player, right? Or you're playing tennis. Well, you're probably not if you're driven by that, because you're trying to get to that. But anyway, it's very important to know that, where it fits at in your life. So let's hear it. What are some areas of your life where you're driven by, just give me one. Give me one area of your life where you're driven by pleasure or towards, and give me one where you're driven by fear or lack or loss. One of each. And that'll be a good little action